Welcome back, Variants. So today we just got the news, finally, after all these weeks of market dumps, that Black Panther is finally going to show up as an FA collectible coming out Wednesday. The drop is at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
I think they're watching our show, because if we've mentioned it so many times, that would be so nice for them to come out with a Black Panther collectible, and I'm glad that they are listening.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what the market's been waiting for all this time. Everyone's been hoarding their gems. You can see this drop right here went down all the way to 10 gems for the common, and then managed to scoop up secret rare for like 280.
Yeah, I got a good mint secret rare for under 300.
That's super cheap.
Yeah.
So if you're able to collect the whole set for under 500 gems, why not?
For sure. And it was crazy because earlier this week as well, there was another item that was, they bought, a whole bunch of these bots bought them and then just started selling them under the cost.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. If you follow me on Veve, you'll see I made a whole lot of jokes about that. First, I buy the NFT at the drop. Then I sell it in the market for less than what I bought it for. You see, it's all part of my master plan. And then Joe's comment, right?
Yeah.
That Joe's comment was so good. He should be on Veve and posting that stuff. Somewhere we could mix it in. Oh, so in the group chat, he said, he mentioned the catchphrases. He's like, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
And then he said another one of Joker's phrases, and I was like, that was a perfect response.
So what have we been doing during this market turmoil? Actually, we're super excited. We love it because we're scooping up everything that we've always wanted at a cheaper price. And this is what you want to do. Not financial advice, we're not your dad, but buy low and then sell high. So this is the low. The people who are selling right now, SOL, you know?
It's, again, like financial management, cash flow management is very important. And when people don't make proper decisions, we're here to help them buy their NFTs when they need the cash. But the other thing is, someone could say, well, where's the bottom? I want to buy the bottom. Nobody knows where there's a bottom, right? Certain things like when COVID hit and the market tanked, you knew that that was a good time to buy because it didn't make any sense. That normally when a major catastrophe happens, markets tank, you can basically buy at that point. In the future, the price will be up. When things like this happen and you can't truly tell how it's going to play out, I like playing it in as dollar cost averaging. I'm still buying. Every week I'm buying more and more and more, and I'll average off a cost where at some point when the market starts going up, I'm still going to be buying. I'm going to continue buying, picking up assets either that I don't have or accumulating my positions to make it even better. So,
yeah, and definitely using information that you know will make you profit from what you're getting now. For example, the Loki thing that just came out, possibly whenever season 2 comes out, that could double. So you just made profit. All you had to do was hold.
Season 1 was really good.
Yeah.
Let's just step for a second. Season 1 was I was impressed on how good season 1 was. I had very low expectations. It was a really good show. I mean, so
yeah, for real. So,
and that was like only 8 episodes.
You can expect season 2 would probably be similar at least, and then you can sell from there. Also, another thing that just came up that I just found out was that Kraven the Hunter is going to have a movie coming out, I think in 23.
Interesting.
Yeah, 2023. So what we're looking at is buying Kraven the Hunter, that whole series, but the one specifically with him in the cover. So one of them I call Thong Man. He's like wearing a thong. He's like screaming. He's got the black Spider-Man suit ripped out.
Yeah.
So that another great cover was the one where
I remember when I was buying that comic and I bought like a whole bunch. He's like, why'd you buy Thong Man? He's like, I told you to buy this other cover. Right. And I was like, I bought the whole set.
So the other one was where Black Suit Spider-Man was hanging upside down.
I like that one.
And you could see Craven like looking back.
Yeah,
looking forward but looking back.
I bought 2 of those secret.
So that's gonna be right now good dip price. Buy it whenever the movie comes out. Maybe double. Make your money.
So I don't know. Personally, I like the look of that secret rare.
A cool one.
The winner's upside down. So
it's a good looking cover too. So for sure it's gonna sell because people are gonna be like, I like that cover.
And what you said also is I was buying up the comic 252, and Jez was like, well, don't buy that many. Pretty soon they're going to be coming out with this whole week of Black Suit Spider-Man, because I really like the Black Suit Spider-Man series. And then I ended up picking up a whole bunch of those secret rares. So which again, right now is actually a really good time to buy some 252s because they're on some good prices right now.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing that was going to come out soon. Oh yeah, the Doctor Strange movie coming out, and there was a trailer that came out. My Collectibles talked about it on YouTube. My Collectibles, you should follow him. Really cool, great info. So he was talking about the Illuminati, which is another Marvel series that could have Professor X in it and Iron Man. So scooping up those comics with those specific characters in the cover would also be a good bet in this dip time to get.
The movie from the preview gives you a lot of little secrets of what's coming, but it felt to me like it was one of those movies that they come out with that isn't super exciting. It's more of a builder movie where they're going to have this movie being more foundational to launch off other series and even more climactic second movies, right? So
that's why another one I was looking at is the Strange Academy. So it's Doctor Strange Academy. So I'm thinking maybe in this coming movie they could tie that in somehow, maybe at the very end, like maybe he starts the Doctor Strange Academy or Strange Academy.
Which is kind of sick because in the preview it gave you the feeling that Professor X was going to be in the movie.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
So I know that, but I'm saying Strange Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Professor X's Academy.
Oh, yeah.
What are they saying? Are they saying that when Professor X steps down, Doctor Strange takes over? That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy, but I'm serious. Think about it. Like, why is Professor X going to be in the next movie? They call it the Strange Academy. They're basically phasing out Professor X in the prior movies. They were acting like he's too old. Logan he always wanted Logan to take over. And then in the Logan movie, you saw that he basically didn't take over. So who's really going to fill in that role? Maybe Doctor Strange is going to fill that role. That would be crazy. But it would be, I don't know. That's exciting.
Well, that's another reason why we think that Veve is like where Marvel and Disney do some marketing for upcoming next shows, next movies, something like that. So they wouldn't put out Strange Academy really for nothing. So they're building up to something.
And it's interesting to see how far out they think. Like one of the things that, for me, when I saw the Valentine's Day edition of Fantastic Four, where they were getting married, gave me the idea that when they do come out with the Fantastic Four movie, which is I think 2023 they're starting to film, which is like a 2024, 2025 release date, they might have the wedding scene in that movie. Because in the cover, they have basically the whole Marvel-verse in it.
They did the previous wedding in another Fantastic Four movie. I think it was Rise of the Silver Surfer. I think that's when they did the wedding movie. But also in this Doctor Strange one, we're also probably going to see Fantastic Four in it. So that's also a build-up to it. So getting it now, when the price is down, this is the opportunity. Right?
What is it? You want to kind of buy when there's blood in the water.
Right. That's exactly it. And that's why we're super excited about it. Everything's being so cheap. It's
crazy because right now I can buy Waltz are almost half price, which doesn't almost even make any sense, because when you have bored apes,
that
are like
some JPEG,
for like $250,000, and you have a first edition Walt Disney Mickey Mouse NFT,
right, with augmented reality.
Yeah,
right?
Like it doesn't make sense, to have something that blue chip be that low. Right. So, if it even dips down to 20, that's even more exciting, because my goal is to have 10 of them, and to kind of say, yeah, we're smart enough to buy them when they dipped to whatever price, scooped up a whole bunch, and now they're $1 million a piece, because I really think they're going to be like $1 million a piece. Personally, that's what I think, and that's what I'm, executing on, picking up a good amount to say, we have all of these amazing NFTs for a great price.
Okay, and to go back to the Black Panther that's going to come out on Wednesday, after that comes out, which was the red hot pepper that really wasn't spicy, hot pepper thing that was going on.
It was super
Twitter.
spicy.
Yeah,
I still don't think that's super spicy. That's not super spicy. That's great.
Well, apparently he wasn't meaning it as like drops, but he meant it's going to be a busy end of the month or something like that. Well, I should have known. I should have asked if he also thought mayonnaise was spicy. That would have been a dead giveaway.
My secret sauce, mayonnaise.
So after that drop, possibly when people are done speculating of this month, then the prices might come up again, because people want to scoop up things that they sold to try to get this drop. And then the next drop that's going to come, the next big drop in March, is supposed to be the Rewind Collective again. They did the Givenchy NFTs with Pride and things like that. So we don't know what else they're going to put out, but they will be putting something out in March. So within that lull time, that could be a time that the market climbs up again.
I don't know if it's going to climb at that time. I think it's maybe going to go maybe more sideways, where it's going to start accumulating the floor, build up some pressure, and to have it a better climb maybe in like April, because I feel like they're still missing this thing that's going to create more people to get into Veve. I think one of the big factors that moved the Veve NFTs up is because of the OMI price going up and people having money that they can then invest in these NFTs, where there's that market share. I feel our big explosion is gonna be when they start having DC comic books, maybe. When they have more Superman DC type of collectibles. Another option would be, obviously everybody knows, Pokemon. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, that stuff that big draw.
So because right now, I think what's happening, we've tapped out of the current early adopters for this certain niche. Let's say Marvel and Disney. So early adopters for those type of people that like those things are here. Now we need another vertical to tap into new adopters from that niche. Let's say music, let's say anime, that sort of thing. Which is where you're getting at pretty much.
Because if you look at the numbers, and if you use vault value, you can see like the overall assets in Veve was roughly like 1.8 billion. And now they're down to roughly 1.3 billion.
I think they're at 1.02 now.
1.02. Okay. So with that, if you cannot take out money from Veve, right? The MTL is in the very beginning stage. So you can't take money out. So if you can't take money out, how is the assets dropped? The only way that it's really going to drop is because we have this, when there's supply and demand, there's only a certain amount of money in the system. There's going to be a lot of demand for these NFTs. As they keep on coming out with more NFTs, what people are doing is they're selling their other NFTs, getting the high price for it, moving that money into these other NFTs. But since basically all the money is coming from the top end and is being spread across all these other NFTs, what that's really telling me is that it's the same amount of money that's within the pool, and the pressure on these specific NFTs like Superman, Rizzo, Todd, the prices have come down significantly from their high. They're being moved over into these other NFTs. So the money isn't really moving out of the system, it's being spread across. And because now we don't have that upward pressure, we don't have anything pushing up to force the prices back up. Guys that probably bought like 100 different Waltz are now like saying, okay, I'm gonna list 10 or 20 of them for sale and take some profits and buy into other NFTs. So it's that type of thing.
So it's like the market dilution with more drops, and also probably people just holding on to the gems. So they're not in circulation at all. They're just in their wallets. They're waiting for some big spicy drop. So we'll see if they actually start buying back after this Black Panther drop, or if they'll keep holding it, waiting for MTL, waiting to cash out.
And actually, leave in the comment section if there is a place where a lot of the whales are communicating, and specifically whales, so I can have an understanding of. I'd like to know, because I'm holding like, I think 60,000, almost 60,000 gems right now, just sitting and waiting to see what else is gonna happen, and I'm planning to buy another 60,000 gems. So I have like 120,000 gems and just waiting to see what am I gonna buy, what am I gonna do, and see really how many other people, I would like to know how many other larger accounts are in that same boat. Mm-hmm. Because the crazy thing with this market is that most NFTs are running between the 3 to 5% range of the amount available actually in circulation.
Right.
So that's a very small amount.
And it's been said before, I think on my Collectibles again, that the amount of items being listed keeps going down.
Yes.
But the price is not increasing.
It's also going down.
Right. So the speculation is maybe it's older listings that are being dropped if they're over 30 days old, that they're dropping and people aren't relisting them.
Because I've actually talked to a number of people, because I've talked to them about buying NFTs from them, and I negotiate, say, hey, this is what I'm willing to pay for your NFT. And a lot of people are saying, if I don't get this price, I'm planning to just shut my account down for 2 months and pop back in 2 months and see where it's at, and basically kind of go in for the winter and wait until things get better and springtime comes. So that is what what we're seeing, is that I feel a part of it, because you really made a great point of saying that a lot of the transactions, or a lot of the listings you'll see a good 20 or 30 that are like some ridiculous price. Right. Like you'll always see almost in every single NFT that's available for sale, someone's asking $1 million for their NFT. And it's like, all right, your number 69 is not worth $1 million.
I actually just checked. So that Bond Triumph motorcycle that just dropped, you see that license plate number, 7852. Mm-hmm. I looked for it, and the dude is listing it for $1 million gems in the marketplace.
I mean, you know what? That's a good number.
That's what I'm saying, because it matches with the license plate. So,
and the guy was smart, and that's what I like about this app too. Is like you can win more than one way.
Right.
And I'm really looking forward to when they finally have that like waiting room, where you're not like, who clicks the button the fastest? Bro, I click it the same second. This second, And my wife has a phone too. And I'm still haven't gotten anything in like a month.
I'm trying to think how the waiting room will go. It's going to be the same. Remember when we had like to wait in line for that other drop and that other NFT on Nifty's? Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there for like 24 hours waiting for my turn to buy. So I don't know if it's going to be anything like that or if they're going to have another system. I'd rather it be the raffle system, the MCP points, as soon as possible.
Well, the thing is, it's supposed to be a hybrid of that, where it's the waiting room and the raffle portion. And I've heard that there's also going to be a OMI holder portion. Like if you hold a certain amount of OMI, you get special privileges as well. Which now, since we're talking about OMI, let's kind of step to the side and talk about what they mentioned about cashing out MTL and about the fees. Let's dive into that a little bit.
Oh yeah, the 10%.
Yeah.
So they were talking about MTL a couple, like an AMA ago, like a mini AMA. I call it a mini AMA because David Yu wasn't there and Alcon didn't show up. So that's a mini AMA. And they talked about how the MTL will work, and it'll be 10% to cash out as a fee. And then that also doesn't count the money transfer fee from your bank, which is probably $25 to $35. And then it's going to take another couple of days for it to clear from them to your bank. So this is like the most un-MTL possible. So this is why I'm thinking what they're trying to do is make it OMI or crypto as the main form of MTL. Instead of gems to fiat, it's more gems to crypto or gems to OMI.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense for them because
for
their transaction movement would be really good.
It'd be circulating too, all in the same Veve system.
Yeah.
So
Veveverse.
Yeah, it's the Veveverse.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart of them.
So, like we said before in a previous video, we really don't care about MTL happening anytime soon anyways. We're more looking to accumulate. So, but having that in the back of people's mind now, instead of asking when MTL, now they're thinking, okay, do I really want MTL with these fees? Is it really worth it?
Am I willing to sell? Is it really worth it? Because I mean, even when you're looking at, if you're looking at selling a Walt, you're looking at 8.5%. So your item needs to move up a minimum of 10% just for you to break even.
Well,
and then if you're withdrawing money,
and then you withdraw, then it's another 10%.
Yeah, so you got to be moving 20% just to take an account for those fees. So you really have to be. That's why one of the things is like why I don't like buying a lot of the lower priced collectibles. One at a time. It's a lot of time. And then two, it's just the sheer fees and costs is like, there is that one factor that the lower price collectibles can double and triple a little bit easier than a secret rare comic book, which is one of my preferred purchases. Personally, not for financially speaking, but just because I like them as a collectible. But obviously you have to mix in what do I enjoy buying with what is profitable. But it's just the fees really, you gotta at least, to make a decent return, you're gonna have to increase 50% year over year so you can just pull a 30% return, which is decent enough for the time you're taking. Otherwise, there needs to be literally an ability where you can create a buying program where you can have someone else do it for you.
Like a bot? Like bots get banned?
Not a bot, but like for example, like every account right now is an individual account. Well, I'd rather have a corporate account. I'd rather have my LLC own all these assets. Now my LLC owns it. It's a different, my investment company owns these assets. I would prefer to have that available. And right now, they can barely get your date of birth right. You put your date of birth in and it's always off by a day. And then you got to send all this info and it's like, why do you got to email someone at KYC? You should literally be able to just put in the info. Like, Why is that so hard?
Right. I had a discussion. Usually in Discord, there's awesome discussions. Shout out to Market Chat in the Discord, the official Discord of Veve. So we were having this discussion that what if there's an option for new users to opt into KYC in the beginning, or just make it maintain like how it was. So if you want to KYC, you can, and if you want to not put all your info right away until later, you also can. So this doesn't hinder anyone that's just exploring the app because they're not too sure about it, to someone else who's like a serious NFT buyer or an LLC at this point.
Like if you want to sign up as a company, you got a KYC.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Okay. No problem. Here's all my corporate info, everything you need. This is the corporate officers, blah, blah, blah. Give me an account. Let me buy. Let me do my thing. Because that is also what's limiting, I think, a lot of people. Is like, I've talked to some people, and these bigger players, they don't want to go literally $600 per investment on your iPhone. I moved about $300,000 worth of money into Veve in the last 4 weeks. Do you know how many times my iTunes like banned my account? Every day.
Right. You gotta call them and tell them this is normal. This is me buying these.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
$600 transactions back to back to back to back. Yeah.
And then you're like fighting with them to get it back on. Then you got 2 to 3 days, and again 2 to 3 days, again 2 to 3 days, again. You move in 20, 30 grand at a pop, and then you can only use your credit card. So you're using your credit card. Hey, I love the points, but you're using a credit card now, and it's like I max out the card. All right, 70 grand here, 70 grand here, whatever. Paid them off, do it again. Pay them off, do it again, and then they're like, you can't do this again because you've spent triple your limit. And I was like, but I keep paying it off. They're like, we understand, but our system's not set for this. So then you got to wait till the bill renews. It's like excessive.
All right.
It's excessive. So once they fix KYC, I feel, and I've mentioned it before, I feel the market's going to drop with people just like, I want to get my money out and just like whatever.
The MTL and the KYC, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but then once they fix it where you can start wiring money in, like actually have institutional type of players get involved.
Right. Well, I think they're also building the website to circumvent the Google Play and the Apple Store, so they're not tied to that limit.
And then paying those fees.
Right.
Because they're paying, what is it? Doesn't Apple, iTunes, and Google take like 15 to 30%?
I don't know how much they take.
They take a lot.
Right. But I don't know what exactly the details are to their contract to be on the Apple Store or everything else.
Any transact, basically from what I understand is any transaction that's in-app purchase, it's called an in-app purchase, they get a cut. Now if you're buying from a laptop on a website, that's not an in-app purchase. That's because you have an app. When you're building a website, it's separate, right?
So, but then again, we don't know what they could have been in a contract with Apple or something like that to use their system, blah, blah, blah. Don't know the exact details, but they are working on a web.
Yeah, and what's odd is like how on Google, what is it limit, $350 a day?
Yeah.
And Apple's $600 a day? Like who came up with those? I'm like, I get the $600 because anything over $599, you have to fill out a report. You have to fill out 1099s. You have to do all that stuff.
Right.
So they're making every transaction under $600 to avoid to fill out the 1099s, which again doesn't make any sense because you don't have to fill out a 1099 for people to buy. You only have to fill out when they're selling, but maybe they don't want to I don't know. I mean, the only other thing is if they're concerned about doing like the obviously anti-money laundering, but that's again, it's very odd how they're trying to like skirt the system. Which again, if I was them, I'd probably be trying to do the same thing while I'm trying
Like
to
still
build this.
building up, like right.
Yeah, this 2
Well,
million users within a year.
Another reason, which is another reason why they haven't done MTL yet, because that's another headache with all that paperwork and trying to get just the U.S. alone with all their rules and regulations. Now imagine doing that for every of those major
Literally
countries.
every major country. It's,
Right?
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You
So, and that's also another reason why I think they'll go crypto instead of fiat, is because they'll probably have less issues going to crypto instead of having to do with fiat for each country.
I think so, but there's still going to be in America at least, I can speak on, when you transfer and when you trade, trading is a taxable event. Bartering is a taxable event. People don't think it's a taxable event, but I own an accounting firm, and if I barter with Jez, you have to put a value on that trade. What did he give me, the cost of it, and what did I give him, the cost of that? And we both have to claim the appropriate income and expenses on our tax returns for that. So it is.
I think also when
Good luck to David. Good luck, David.
When MTL does happen, I think people in the marketplace will have to change their behaviors. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. We'll have another video coming out pretty soon. We're going to talk about specific topics, and good luck on the drop.